YouTube. Okay, so this is my spiritual journey, just all put together in little mini clips that each title will have the highlight of what I'm talking about in bite-sized uh, increments. That way you can choose like the different concepts that you would like to hear about. And it's just going to be like my thoughts, also things that I've learned. I'll be putting a lot of stuff in the description. And let's have conversations. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know where you are on your spiritual journey. Are you like 6 days in, 6 months in, 60 years in? Like, let's talk about it. Anyways, you want to enjoy the video. So here we go. Hello, everyone. This is a first installment to my spiritual journey. It is 1 year since I had my latest spiritual awakening. And the reason I say latest is because I've had different ones throughout my life. But this last one was like the culmination. It was the, okay, we've been preparing you for years and now it's time. Like, and it's going to be a little rocky, but you're going to be okay and you're going to be much better for it. So, I'm going to have some, hey, are you on your spiritual awakening journey? Like, kind of videos. A lot about what is the low road, the high road, and then later the middle road, right? The living your life balance, living in integration, and all that fun stuff. But let's start off with what is this time, right? It's December, and for me, I started having like these dreams like last year, December 22nd, December 28th was like some big stuff. And I remember on like the 26th, I did a Yule celebration with my family. And if anyone knows me, you know that like I'm always talking about how me and my family are the four fixed signs, me, my mom, and my two younger siblings, and in order. Like, that's what's so cute. It's like, if you start at spring, Taurus, and my youngest sister, then, oh, and Earth, okay, so then it's summer, Leo, my next sibling, fire energy, and then it's me, Scorpio, fall, water energy, and then it's my mom, Aquarius, air, winter, you know. So we're the four fixed signs, the four seasons, the four elements, all that fun stuff. And when since I was a kid, I used to joke with them a lot, saying like, "Oh, did you say something to me in the ether?" And it's like, "What?" And it's like, say, you know, you end up at the right place at the right time, or you know, I just happen to just like know some stuff that they was about to try to tell me, and I would just be like, "Oh, you must have told me to." Like, you just must have told me through the ether. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know, you sent me a message through the ether. Of course, I heard it. Like, and I used to just like say that so matter of factly. And then, because when I was a kid, I used to just like say stuff, and people would be like, "Ooh, oh, out of the mouths of babes," or, you know, "Ooh, this child is wise beyond their years." And my mom would always call me their wise child. And everyone had their own phrase. Like, I'm the wise child, and another sibling has a phrase, and it, you know, we all get our own phrase. And so that was mine. And I just would just know stuff. I would just like know stuff about people. And later, my spiritual stuff, I found out like, oh, that's called claircognitive. It's where it's like spirit just gives you like these spiritual downloads, and you're just like, oh, I all of a sudden just know something right now about you, blah blah blah, you know. And so whenever I've heard a ringing in my ear, it scared the bejeebies out of me, and I thought I was losing my hearing, so I would reject the gift. So it's almost like it came back for me. Like, it was like, girl, we've been trying to give you that gift for years, and you be like, no, no, this means I'm losing my hearing and I'm dying. Like, and it was like, no, friend, like, clairaudient, it's a thing. So, uh, clairsentience, which is like you feel things through your body. You know, you're like, oh, why am I getting goosebumps? Why am I sweating all of a sudden? Because I saw this other person anxious, so now they're anxious and I'm feeling anxious in my body. Like, that was something I can do here and there. I'm not super strong in, but it just kind of randomly happens. And then what's the other one? It's one for every sense kind of thing. I call them the clairs. Uh, and oh, the obvious one, clairvoyant. So, like, being able to see certain things. And the irony is, like, I was like, oh, I'm not clairvoyant because I don't see spirits. I don't whatever. But it isn't just about that type of vision. Like, you can be clairvoyant, but it happens when you close your eyes or something like that. So you can close your eyes and all of a sudden just see like a full on images, So when I first started working on my clairvoyance, like, I would close my eyes and it would just be like blobs moving in the dark. And then, but if I was really aligned, I could see like I'm watching a movie in my eyelids. Like, I was going to the beach, I was doing all this. I'm like, what? Like, full on picture. Full on picture. And I remember there's certain spiritual teachers that will say, like, yeah, like, as you start to get this ability, like, I guess trained more, then you'll be able to, like, see where your specific one is. And also, most people have, like, spiritual gifts. It's kind of like singing. There's some people who just, like, can belt, you know what I mean? And there's some people who can carry a tune. And so, technically, with spiritual gifts, it's the same way. Like, everyone kind of has, like, vocal cords, you know what I mean? Like, spiritual vocal cords, right? But some people just sing better than others, like, that kind of thing. And then, as we all know, is that some people, you get some voice lessons, you get a voice coach, and boom, you better than you thought you would have been originally, right? So, so this last year was really about me, like, getting on my spiritual growth, really cementing a lot of concepts that maybe I just would, divine, but just, didn't think nothing of it. Like, in high school, I had one, and that was when the phrase, the faequeen came to me, and, like, the mythology behind it, and, like, why I, like, use that, essence as, like, oh, wait, this was me in a past life, and I'm just bringing it back up, in this life to help me with certain spiritual things. And so, how it was explained to me is actually from a movie. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Lady in the Water by M Night Shyamalan, but the lady in the water, it was like, you're the lady, and it was like, wait, what? It's like, you're the lady, and it's like, oh, okay. And so in there, it's a narf, because it's like a wood nymph or a water nymph, kind of thing. So a water nymph is like a narf, and so all the narfs have jobs, but then there's this one special one that becomes a queen narf because she has, like, one of the biggest tasks of all the narfs, and so once she completes her mission, when she goes back, she'll be able to be the queen narf. And so it was basically like, yeah, you a queen narf, like, you about to do some stuff, like, okay, got a little cut off there, got a phone call. So it was like, yeah, girl, you the queen narf. So, I went ahead and, let me just wrap this up because I want to have these as shorter videos and have them as, like, parts. So the next one I want to have is about Yule and the celebrations that we're having, like Kwanzaa, that kind of things. Winter solstice. This is just like an intro to that. But yeah, I just wanted to do this intro one to basically say like I just been on this spiritual shit for a long time. Like, in college, I would get a good parking spot and it'd be like, oh, thanks, fairies. Y'all always be looking out here for me. And, and just little things like that. And I, know that the fairies are the non-physical fairies are always around me and they're always like, doing stuff. But I just never knew I had a spiritual team before. And this last year was like me being introduced to my spiritual team, and learning more about them and other like spiritual stuff. So, and then also a few months ago, I went on this fasting thing and like talked to Source, like legit. And now I finally get when I used to go be a kid in church and someone would say, "Do you have a personal relationship with God?" And I was like, "What?" I see what you're saying now. Like, it was so important. So, yeah, having a personal relationship with Source, having a personal relationship with your spiritual guides, having a personal relationship with your higher self, because your higher self is talking to other people's higher selves in the ether. And so when I'm always like, you told me in the ether, it was like that's what it was. It's like my higher self, no, girl. They know, and they was talking to your higher self. Yeah. So anyways, so that's part one, and we'll go ahead and start doing some more of this stuff. But yeah, uh, it was great talking to y'all, and hopefully you'll stay for the rest. Y'all almost didn't sign off for the first video. What? Can't stop the branding now. Okay, so I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. I'll see you soon. Bye.